Good morning, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Cryptocurrency Theory. I want to talk about prices, guys. I want to talk about this stuff coming out from the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, said on Wednesday. So this came out yesterday. I'm just getting a dose of it, so I kind of want to, bring you guys up to date on where I'm at. So the central bank should play a robust federal role in overseeing stablecoins, a sizable slice of the overall crypto market that legislators are trying to craft rules for. Powell also remarked that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have staying power. Now, this had to happen, guys. This was a moment that absolutely had to happen. We're starting to see this kind of switch too on Gary Gensler as not the bad guy anymore, more of like this guy that's trying to be pushed towards finding out the best way for everybody to come into crypto. We do see stablecoins as a form of money in all the advanced economies. The ultimate source of credibility is money in the central bank, Powell said. We believe that there would be appropriate to have quite a robust federal role in what happens in stablecoins going forward. So the thing with stablecoins is, other than Tether, they're all garbage. It's because the whole idea of the only reason Tether, I think, is not garbage is simply because it's been spread out throughout the system too much to be stopped at this point. There is no reserves on Tether. Simply, there's not. They just mint it based on how much is being traded with it. As far as like reserves in the bank, there's all these reserves all around the world, but they can't turn Tether off. The money printer has, if they wanted to stop Tether, they should have stopped it years ago. And Tether, in my opinion, is the only stablecoin worth buying. All this stuff that's pegged to these failing, these bank failures and all this shit, they don't have any real relevancy to withstand certain blows that the global economy is about to endure based on the money printing. If your stablecoin is backed by reserves in a bank, you're just as fucked as the bank going down. I mean, the bank, we saw this with USDC, USD coin, or whatever coin was pegged to the whole Circle thing that had money in the Silvergate Bank, all these failing banks, Silicon Valley Bank, all these banks that were going down, we saw depegged. Tether did not depeg. In fact, you could have caught gains on Tether, basically because Tether's been spread throughout the system so much. It's really the only viable stablecoin that is, in my opinion, here to stay. I mean, yeah, sure, there's no reserves on it, but so what? There's no reserves on any of this shit, guys. The whole way the banking system's set up is archaic, stupid, and I mean, it's basically the closest thing to fraud as one could imagine by definition. So in terms of federal Chairman Jerome Powell saying these kind of things, like, it's about time he does. It's about time that these politicians and these regulatory authorities and the SEC and the CFTC, it's about time we're starting to hear the narrative of like, okay, we're going to accept this stuff now because we can't do anything. Nobody's going to stop it. We can't stop it. We've tried. They tried all these different avenues to try to stop it and that kind of thing. So we're probably going to see a narrative moving into the future of these same regulatory people that have been bad-mouthing crypto and putting it down and saying like, oh, it's not safe and all that. They're going to now embrace it because they have no choice. They will do as they're told. So basically, let's take a look at some of the prices going on. We've seen that NEO token, that Flamingo Finance FLM token. It's kind of collapsed from the high that it experienced last week. I hope that we don't see the similar collapse in coins like Bitcoin Cash or some of the other altcoins that have increased in price pretty quick, like Flamingo Finance did, coming up all the way, doing a 3x. Just absolutely insane. So, it's just absolutely insane the type gains we're talking about here, guys. We're talking about all the way from 6 cents to almost 20 cents US, and now it's climbed all the way back down to 8 cents. And this is a token that's supported on Binance, OKEx, and a few other exchanges. And it's a token built on NEO. And this was kind of one of those tokens that was just kind of pumping, no real relevancy to anything going on other than it's good to see these type tokens go up. Other than ERC20 tokens, it's good to see some other tokens built on top of some other platforms go up to kind of know that maybe we might be in for a run on some of the altcoins. So we are kind of following this stuff. Looks like Metal Coin, Metal token is popping up a little bit too. And this has been one of those coins that I've talked about multiple times on this channel, guys. It seems to be one of these coins that moves decoupled from the market. I mean, sure, yeah, it moved back here in March, but really most of the coins moved in May, and it went down in May. So this is kind of one of those clip tokens that kind of clips off gains, clips off, it kind of ends bull markets, it starts bear markets. I'm not saying it starts, it's just kind of an indicator coin that kind of cuts into these points in time that basically switch the sentiment from different coins, even though it's basically at the end of the day just sitting here on an ERC20 token, just a normal ERC20 token, but it's been around for a while. It was one of the first ERC20 tokens. So these tokens that have been around, like Augur, some of these other ones, they do have price movements that occur that are a bit interesting in the whole grand scheme of things if we're looking at crypto as a whole. So we're kind of moving through these prices. Let's look at some other prices here. We got some tokens that are coming up, Barnbridge, Serum. All these tokens I know nothing about. I don't support these tokens. I don't recommend anybody go out and remortgage their house or anything like that. These are nothing more than ERC20 tokens. Looks like this one's built on Ethereum as well. So, I mean, for the most part, they're garbage, but they might paint a bigger picture of the fact that there's over 25,000 now. I don't know how many cryptocurrencies we're looking at as a grand total, but considering there's that many, we got almost 26,000 cryptos. So we've had almost about 500 in the last month. We got Jerome Powell token also trading at 188% up. Now it's trading on Uniswap. It's trading on Uniswap. So you're basically, you're basically fucked on this any way you look at it. So don't recommend that. All the volume's on there. It's nothing more than a scam, but it's just kind of funny to see these tokens kind of take off. Powell up 188%. So let's go ahead and switch back towards coin market cap. Let's look at some of these prices. Let's give you an update. We got a 71% increase on Pepe, yet nobody's talking about it. I don't think anybody gives a shit after the big rug pull that had occurred. And this is exactly what I said would happen. Once we see a massive exit by everybody who entered this scam, it'll start going back up. And we've seen this exact thing play out. We've seen people get rugged, and then all of a sudden, once everybody has basically lost everything after buying right here, and then it goes down, that's when it starts going up 70%. And like I said, guys, this could be I believe they're minting this token on BRC20, Litecoin, and a whole bunch of others. So I think this is just a scary, scary thing going on for people holding these tokens. It might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. I'm not jumping in. I'm not sold on it. I understand that, it's pretty much here to stay, but we're looking at almost 30% increase on Bitcoin Cash, and we're actually holding on Bitcoin Cash somewhere around 134 US dollars, increased almost 30% this week, that kind of thing. So we're just kind of watching it. The premiums have dropped down on Bitcoin Cash, Grayscale Holding Trust, and if you guys are familiar with that over-the-counter markets that's been trading for the last 2 years on BCHG is the ticker on over-the-counter markets. It's up 160-something% in the last year, dropping down from 50 cents all the way up to almost $1, and it's down from $55, which was a lockup period that Bitcoin, these stocks were basically locked up for. But if we get this past 160, guys, the sky's the limit on Bitcoin Cash right here. I mean, this might be something that similar we experienced with Bitcoin SV last month, where we saw a quick decoupled spike. But this really wasn't decoupled because Bitcoin, I believe Bitcoin went up over 31,000 yesterday or whatever, or a day or two ago. So, this is one of those things, guys, like this could reverse sharply, and we could go back down to like $110, $109, where it seems kind of be somewhat of a support level for this coin, 120, 110, that kind of thing. It's hard to believe this coin is down this much. It's hard to believe Bitcoin SV is down under $30. It's hard to believe that Dash went under $30. Dash recovered a bit as well. Let's pull up Dash real quick to give you an idea of what might be going on here. But, still haven't totally recovered from that sharp decrease from the delisting on Binance and Coinbase. Zcash struggling a bit. But Monero was up today a bit too. Monero is actually doing quite well today. Even if you're looking at Monero at like a five-year chart, it seems to be doing quite well. Despite, it being a privacy coin, that kind of thing. So we're following Monero. We're kind of seeing Monero was a coin that kind of stayed propped up a bit comparatively to some of the other coins. In April of 2022, it went up almost like $300, I believe. So 100% 1x gain from where it's at now. And, it seems like if you look at Monero on a log graph since 2015, we've been doing quite well all the way down from 25 a quarter cents all the way up to $150. So it's just amazing that these coins can balloon. And I would say that likely we might experience a sharper incline that might bring a lot of people on, and then it might cave down like it did here, and then the rally might start. We just don't know, guys. We don't know. I can sit here and try to pull things out of thin air on where I think the price is going. We simply do not know. We have seen an interesting price, and I was seeing some weird thing yesterday on the, I don't know, because it was on Reddit. It was basically like a like this thing with the EDX market, with this thing with Charles Schwab and Fidelity backed crypto market. They had Bitcoin, but they had the Bitcoin Cash logo where the Bitcoin logo was, and they had them swapped. So I don't know if that was just like a copy and paste kind of a shits and giggles type thing that a Reddit user maybe did. But, I thought that was pretty interesting if that really was the case. Again, I don't know if it was. It might have just been fake or whatever. But nonetheless, we are catching you up on prices. We are catching you up on crypto news, that kind of thing. I wanted to make this video just simply because we haven't seen a collapse on Bitcoin Cash yet since the 30% increase. We've seen Bitcoin SV trail up a bit. Again, we have not recovered to that spike last month. But if we can get these prices up a bit, we can get Bitcoin Cash over $200. We can get Bitcoin SV over $50. We can get Dash back up above $50. That kind of thing. We might be able to take these prices higher. But as of right now, we've kind of seen a little bit of an increase in price, but not enough to really signify a major breakout, because we're still kind of in this wobble zone of the last year. We have not gotten an increase in price past these yearly volatility spreads in between these altcoins. We really need this massive kind of breakout broadly on not only the BTC market, but we need it on the Ethereum market. We need it basically on every altcoin. Like I said, there's almost 26,000 of them now, but we got to get most of them over those last year's this spread of, we've been looking at it, guys, anywhere from 3 to 6x, 0.8x to 3x to 6x of this spread of just this massive liquidity pool on all these altcoins that just cannot seem to break out. Like I said, we've seen a little bit of action on Bitcoin Cash this week. We went over a little above 30%, but again, we're not seeing enough to really show that these prices are possibly in a breakout momentum kind of realm. Because if we were to see this breakout, we would be we'd have to break $400. We'd have to break, we definitely would have to break at least 200-300. Which is, we're talking a 1 to 2x, guys. This is not unheard of in crypto. If we were looking at any kind of other asset class, the type stuff I would be saying would be unimaginable to think we would just be hoping that would be the case. But when we see these crypto markets, and like I said, we can switch it up on log, these can break out very quickly. We saw it over here back in 2019 when we dipped down all the way to I think $72, $79 on Bitcoin Cash, and we rallied all the way up to over $400. So we really need to see a sharp incline in price on not only Bitcoin Cash, but we need to see a sharp increase in price on a variety of different altcoins if we're going to signify something bigger going on within the altcoin market, maybe something reminiscent of the summer of 2017 on Dash, Monero, Zcash, some of these coins that have been around for a while. That way it'll give us a little clear-cut idea that we're in line for a breakout. We need that breakout period. We need to get back into the green on log. We need to basically get Bitcoin Cash back up to 500. We need to get some of these recovery periods, these downtrends, back even with what the market sentiment might be on some of these diehard holders under the altcoins that have been here since every bear market, constantly buying, constantly promoting, that kind of thing. Because if we don't, and we keep kind of just these little tease moments while we're trending down against Bitcoin Cash, it's just not going to be good. I'm not saying the community or anything's going anywhere. I'm not saying that anybody's giving up, but it will not be the best case scenario. We're only at I think under a $3 billion market cap on Bitcoin Cash. And this is just one example. Yeah, we're at 3 billion. So to take this to 9 to 12, I don't think a lot of people are playing short positions on this particular coin. I don't think a lot of people are playing short positions on Dash, Bitcoin SV, Zcash, or any of these coins. So theoretically, these market caps can move very quickly. They can 10x, and I don't think most people are going to even be phased. So this should happen, guys, soon. I mean, we've been hoping for it for, it seems like forever, but, it could happen very quickly, and we can maybe get an increase in price. And, who knows? We could be sitting at $1,200 US this time next month, which is, essentially almost a 10x on Bitcoin Cash, which, like I said, in any other market would be absolutely unheard of. But in the crypto market, that does not really phase people. It's not erratic or idiotic to think that these markets could move 10x in the direction of the altcoins, because really it would only put us back kind of in line with a median on the Bitcoin graph and the Ethereum graph. Basically, if we switch them and turn off the dollars and we start looking at it against some of these bigger market cap coins, which it would only put us in around the median on the price of those coins. I mean, I'm not even saying we even go up that much. I mean, even at $1,200, we're still way down on Bitcoin Cash in terms of where the BTC price is and the Ethereum price is, which, if you guys remember, those were really the only two markets back in 2017. So we'll see what happens, guys. I'm not a fortune teller, but I do know that these price and these sentiments on these cryptocurrencies can change incredibly fast, especially when we have mineable cryptos backed by mining, finite supply, that kind of thing. It doesn't take a lot of miners to switch for these prices to start moving, and for the rest of the miners to realize what the hell is going on and where the profits are to be made. So I'm very hopeful on Bitcoin SV, very hopeful on Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold. A variety of different altcoins I think are way past due to go on this ride. So we'll see what kind of happens, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. Later.